All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to tackle a problem that every single one of us has been through, that frustrating gap between learning something new and actually being able to use it when it really counts. We're going to explore how to close that gap for good. So picture this. You've read the book, you've watched the tutorial, you totally get the concept in theory, but then the moment comes. You're in a meeting, a big conversation, and nothing. Your mind just goes completely blank. It's that painful hesitation, that freeze that we are going to solve today. So what is that? Well, it actually has a name. It's called the knowing-doing gap. You can think of it as the distance between the first time you hear an idea and the first time you can actually use it effectively. Our whole goal here is to make that distance as short as humanly possible. And let's be really clear about something. This has nothing to do with how smart you are. It is a universal challenge. It's the pressure, right? The ticking clock, the real world stuff that can turn knowledge that feels so clear in your head into a complete jumbled mess. But what if we could actually train for those moments? Okay, so how do we train for those moments? Well, the secret isn't about memorizing more or cramming more facts into your brain. It's about deciding faster. And this is the whole idea behind a powerful skill called learning velocity. So what is learning velocity? Put simply, it's your ability to make new knowledge usable and to do it fast. It's the difference between learning some new persuasive framework and being able to walk into a meeting this afternoon and actually use it to get your point across. This right here, this is the absolute key. Learning velocity has nothing to do with speed reading or using flashcards. It's all about training yourself to make quicker, better decisions about what to say, what to emphasize, and maybe most importantly, what to cut when you're live and the pressure is on. So how do you actually do it? It's not some complicated system. It's this simple, really powerful 4-step loop. First, you find the core thread of your idea. Then you find the one piece of proof that makes it believable. Third, you cut everything else that isn't pulling its weight. And finally, you test it on someone. This little loop is the engine that drives learning velocity. Okay, theory is one thing, but let's actually see this loop in action. I want to share a few stories from the classroom. These are real students who used this exact process to totally transform how they communicate. First up, Rena. Her first attempt to explain a concept was, full of maybes, and it sort of could be, and caveats. She was trying not to offend anyone. But by using the loop, she found this single powerful claim. Hedging protects relationships, not meaning. Boom. It's sharp, it's memorable, and the change in her delivery was instant. Then you've got Marco. He was convinced he was just bad with numbers. But it turns out that wasn't the problem at all. Instead of leading with some boring statistic, he learned to start with a powerful image. Picture 20 crowded buses leaving our dorms. See? By grounding the number in a visual first, he made the data stick. He didn't have to learn new math. He just made a better decision. And let's talk about Yuki. She had to explain how to craft a memorable closing. And her first try was just a dry, forgettable list. But through a really quick drill, she learned this idea of evidence ping pong, connecting a claim like good closings have a back and forth effect with a concrete example. She didn't change her personality. She just became a quicker chooser. So you're probably wondering, how did Rena, Marco, and Yuki build these skills so fast? They didn't just study it in a book. They trained for it. Let's look at the specific drills they used to build this muscle for making fast, effective choices. Okay, drill number 1 is called the compression ladder. Think of it like a workout for your message. You start with 90 seconds, then you force yourself to cut it in half, then you squeeze it down to just 20 seconds. It forces you to find the absolute core of your message, to discover which words truly survive under pressure. Or you can try this one. It's called the hot swap drill. It's kind of like a game. One person makes a point, the second person immediately challenges it, and the third person has to synthesize both ideas into something even sharper and shorter. The only way you win this game is by getting better at finding the most essential language fast. Now, as you start trying these out, there are a few common traps you gotta watch out for. Remember, this isn't about talking more. It's about making your words count. Don't fall in love with a sentence that sounds cool but doesn't actually work. And most importantly, treat feedback as a tool to help you get better, not as a final judgment. Okay, so these drills are fun in a classroom setting, but why does this really matter? Because this is where it gets really powerful. These skills transfer directly to those high-stakes moments in your career where clarity and speed mean absolutely everything. I mean, just look at the difference here. Think about your daily stand-up meeting. You can go from rambling about what you did to delivering a tight, actionable update. Or a job interview. You can stop telling long, winding stories and start giving answers so clear that the interviewer can literally repeat them to their boss 5 minutes later. That's a game changer. I love this quote. It's about a student named Lila who used to absolutely dread Q&A sessions. By practicing these little drills, she didn't become some other person. She just became a faster, better decision maker about her focus and her words. And you know what? Everyone in the room could literally hear the difference. And that really is the whole promise of learning velocity. It's about respecting your own time and the time of the people listening to you. It's about making your knowledge usable right now so your best ideas can land when the stakes are highest. So I'll leave you with this thought. You have important ideas that really deserve to be heard and understood. The only question left is, how are you going to use these tools to close that gap between knowing something and actually doing something with it, starting right now?